Welcome to another episode of the Miles Offside podcast, where we talk a little bit of football and a whole lot of nothing. My name is Oscar Puente, also known as Footy from Afar, and with me, as always, is my co-host Chuck Bailey and super producer Ian Stimson.
Welcome to the future!
Happy 2019, gentlemen.
2019.
It's been a long time since we recorded. The last time we recorded, Jose Mourinho was still in charge of Manchester United, and Man City were still a good team.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like the corners of... Anyway, they kind of went a 180 and then came back again on another 180. The title race very much cooled down and is now sort of being brought back up to like a rolling boil. It's not quite boiling over just yet. It's not quite at full heat, but it's getting there. Nice little 4 points.
Yeah, as Ash from Gaffer Tapes would say, they did the magic roundabout, I think. Is that what that is? Still not sure.
Still not sure, but it involves Pep Guardiola. We know that. So,
yeah,
so
that's probably what he meant, I think. He just was ahead of his time. More importantly, what's with the cheese over Christmas? Any good Christmas cheese, gentlemen?
By gum, I ate a lot of cheese. A lot of everything, to be honest. I still haven't stopped. The waistline, she's expanding.
But what was the good cheese? Were we talking about a camembert with raspberries on it?
Raspberries, yeah. No, we're not all mental.
Yeah.
I think I had 2 baked camembert over the Christmas period. Not to myself, I did share them. But yeah, I didn't go extravagant. I've been burnt on the cheese.
Any more of that nasty ass blue cheese you had last time?
No, I threw the rest of it away.
I
know.
That's bad. That's got to be bad.
Yeah, that was really grim. Mouth's still recovering, I think.
Oof. Well, now that cheese is out of the way, let's get back to the really important topics of this podcast.
Socks.
Did you get any good socks?
Oh my God! Thank God. We're going to speak about this. Gentlemen, I have not worn the same pair of socks for, what day is it today? It's like the 10th? No, 8th? 9th?
It's Wednesday.
9th. I have not worn the same pair of socks for 17 days.
Whoa, high roller.
34 pairs of socks for Christmas, gentlemen. 34.
34?
I am rolling in a liquid dream of socks. It is
obscene.
Fantastic.
34.
That's enough to get you to February.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
It's so good. It's like,
Very jealous.
Don't need to look for a laundry basket. Don't need to turn them inside out. Nope, just reach down into the drawer. Bang, there they are. Fresh socks, tucked up.
That is
lovely.
Oof, that is amazing. So you had a good Christmas, huh?
If anything, I'm just having a great 2019, really, guys. I'm all about it.
Chuck's out here living his best life. And in the meantime, to get into rapid fire news. Wayne Rooney was arrested for public intoxication due to mixing sleeping pills and alcohol in Los Angeles. The former England and Manchester United captain was arrested on the 16th of December after returning home from a one-day trip to Saudi Arabia. He was charged and paid a $25 fine and $91 costs.
Oh, it's going to hurt him.
What costs?
Yeah, what did he do?
Surely the fine is the cost. What else did he touch?
I don't know.
Do.
During the flight, Wayne took a prescribed amount of sleeping tablets mixed with some alcohol. Consequently, was disoriented on arrival.
Some alcohol.
Yeah. Have you seen his mugshot?
Yeah, I was just going to say, that hair transplant's really working for him, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, glass houses, Ian. It's always... I'm not far off.
You too, Chuck. I was about to say. Yeah.
Welcome back. I don't know. I think it's always great with Rooney. I mean, you had the thing a few years ago, didn't you, with the boxing in the kitchen where he got knocked out.
Brilliant.
And then did the celebration. So this year, I think he's just going to smash a load of night nurse in his mouth after he scores a goal and just fall asleep on the centre circle. It's going to be great.
Stagger along, yeah.
Maybe just punch a lamppost or something, punch the corner flag again, and away you go.
Speaking of footballers in the news for inappropriate behavior, have you guys seen about Frank Ribery's tweets? His little situation with Salt Bay?
Have seen a couple of things about it.
Well, for the listeners, to set it up, Frank Ribery went on vacation to, I think, Dubai, right? Somewhere like that.
Did he also take a load of sleeping pills and...
No, but he did eat a steak covered in gold, cooked by that guy that does the thing with the salt. Yeah, Salt Bay. It's hard to describe, but he like throws salt with flair.
Like a garnishing praying mantis.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect description.
Not bad.
Yeah,
there we go.
There it is. And he wears his stupid sunglasses. Anyway, Salt Bay cooked him a gold-covered steak, and he posted it on his social media, which is, weird flex, but okay. And then, of course, the internet just went crazy on him, and so he got defensive about it, and he tweeted, quote, "Let's set things straight in 2019. Let's start with the envious, the angry, the people that have been spawned from a broken condom. Fuck your mothers, fuck your grandmothers, and even your family tree. I owe you nothing. My success is thanks to God, myself, and my family, and friends who believed in me. The others are merely stones in my shoes."
I find it really weird that I didn't realise that the internet was just a consistent mix of people showing off, other people getting angry, and then just abuse. I didn't think these things happened on the internet. I am shocked to my very core, gentlemen. Shocked.
He was fined by his club. If he was on my club, I'd give him a bonus for such a creative insult. That's fantastic. That is an all-time great rant. Honestly, I was just impressed. Fuck your mother, fuck your grandmother, and fuck your whole family tree. Good work.
Listen, you're just a hole in a condom to Frank Ribery. You want to spend £1,000 on a steak? You got the money to spend £1,000 on a steak, mate. You crack on.
Yeah. More importantly than the tweets, what do we think about a gold-covered steak? Is that is that are you ruining a good steak, or is that just sounds delicious? Do you want to try it?
Edible gold doesn't really impart anything for me. Judging by the guy's garnishing skills as well, there's going to be a lot of salt on that steak. So I don't know. Maybe it just dried up Frank Ribery's brain inside, and he just snapped.
Apart from anything else, was it about $1,000 or something?
Yeah,
something like that. He has the money.
He does. I don't. To waste on a bad steak. I mean, yeah.
There's a $1,000 dessert in New York that you can get that it's got gold flakes in it. It's like a milkshake with gold.
See, it's just for show, isn't it? That it's.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no other reason for that. I can't imagine it tastes good.
Fuck it. You're just envious. You just spawned from a hole in a condom, mister. You should have gone to the back of the cupboard, encased in a sock.
Oh. That's a shame.
Oof. Okay, moving on. Man. Tottenham's new stadium is not going to be ready till at least March, says Daniel Levy. Do we believe anything they say at this
March
point?
This year?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
I think the operative words there are at least.
At least. It's clearly not happening this season, is it?
It's Neil Warnock. He's doing it. That's what it is. While he's cursing them, saying that they shouldn't be... Haven't you seen this? That it wouldn't be fair on Cardiff if Spurs then got a different stadium. But it's well, surely then Spurs are playing in a different stadium, so how is it not fair? They still played at home. He's just not having a lovely time. He's just not having a lovely time.
Not at the minute.
Neither are Spurs, man. Jeez. Get it together. Every 3 weeks, it's we're going to delay by a little bit again.
You know what it is?
And again.
It's I feel bad, Ian, because I feel like we've contributed to the delays on the stadium because we ate all the cheese at Christmas.
That's all it is. They're restocking.
They're just trying to get... They're just out of stock of everything, and they're just trying their best. All they can get at the minute is like a roll of Borsan and a few mini Baby Bells. That's all they can get in there, and it's just not going to fly. It's not what you venture to North London for, guys.
I don't understand. There seem to be no generic Christmas cheese on sale. I can't get any of it.
It's outrageous.
We've been pushing it hard. So yeah, sorry Spurs fans.
Well, speaking of Spurs, Mauricio Pochettino says that he was unhappy to win like this after the system awarded Harry Kane a penalty in the Carabao Cup semi-final yesterday. Have you guys seen this about VAR? There's some actual controversy about VAR, where they incorrectly overturned a correct call, and then it gave Harry Kane a penalty. He was offside, then they gave him a penalty, and then that's why Chelsea lost 1-0. I don't actually care about the Carabao Cup, but there's been some genuine sort of critiques at VAR launched after this.
I think with the one thing I've noticed recently is they've said the camera angles are different in different stadiums. And also, I know in the FA Cup, I think it's a bit unfair that you essentially got teams playing with two rules. Because they can't put VAR in every stadium, only the games at the Premier League stadiums have it. So I do, even though we're massive like advocates for VAR here, like I don't agree with that, because then it definitely is. Good job like Cardiff are out, because otherwise Warnock would be absolutely livid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, the Harry Kane swan dive thing. People are saying like, oh, he jumped to get out of the way, but I don't know about you, but any time I've had to jump to avoid something, I haven't ragdolled in the middle of the air and just kind of plummeted quite as he did. So yeah, shame, fie and shame.
Honestly, I don't even care about that. I also don't even care about the offside call, really, because it's the Carabao Cup. But I hate that like now there's people who might have been on the fence about VAR. Now there's like some legitimate sort of ammunition against it. But to me, like, this is clearly a mistake. This is clearly somewhere where they used it incorrectly and they made a mistake. But like, even if there are a few mistakes with VAR, because inevitably there's still human judgment involved.
Well, yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's still gonna be less than the human error.
Then those people should love it,
time.
because they just want to see human error anyway. So then they'll just scream about a machine, but there's still a human at the other end of that machine. But yeah, it wasn't a good weekend for it.
I know, it's like, do you want incorrect calls or not? Make up your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This has been one of its early run outs, and yeah, so there might be some ammunition, but it's happening and it is going to make things better, so it will be fine. It's going to have teething problems, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, even the goal decision system has like a very, very minuscule margin for error.
No, 1.12 centimetres.
Yeah,
but you have to look at the shadow of the ball, guys. You have to look at the shadow of the ball.
Oh my God.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
If you look at the shadow of the ball...
died.
No, guys, the goal decision system doesn't work, because as it states in the laws of the game, if the shadow of the ball... It doesn't matter which shadow on the ball, because as we know, there are multiple shadows, but there's only one real shadow.
No, there's one light over the goal line.
Yes.
That just shines down directly in one direction.
It's a conspiracy, guys. It's a conspiracy against Liverpool.
You have to explain what we're on about here.
I'll explain it right now. I fucking died. My wife Emily was taking a nap, and I literally woke her up from the other room because I was laughing so much. And I was like, tears streaming down my face. I couldn't stop laughing about it. So I'm sure everyone saw and will talk about it, the Liverpool-Man City match, and the goal that was... AKA
probably the greatest game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's brilliant.
Really amazing. But we'll get to that. But there was that one goal, not goal, that barely almost didn't cross the line.
Shadow. We're calling it the shadow goal.
Right. And so someone took a screenshot of the thing and said, you can clearly see that the shadow's over the line. Look at the shadow of the ball. Look at the shadow of the ball on the tweet. Obviously, Twitter jumped on that because, first of all, that's not how fucking shadows work.
Yeah, if I've got a torch, I can shine it at the ball and make a shadow in the goal. It's fucking brilliant.
See, brilliant. Maybe if Palace just went round with a load of torches, is what you're saying, we could actually score some goals.
The referee's watch going crazy. Yeah.
Oh, the Duracells run out. Oh, bollocks. Someone bring me a mag light.
Christian Benteke could finally get a goal in.
Doubt it. He just turned around in his eyes.
He's just going to turn up with a miner's helmet on. Like the little flashlight in front. No, but so I spent like 10 minutes laughing about the idiot being like, not understanding how fucking shadows work. And being like, typical Liverpool fan on Twitter, social media conspiracy. And then... After my first initial round of laughing till I cried, I eventually realized that it was the fucking shadow of the ball from the goal decision computer-generated graphic. So it wasn't even the actual shadow. It was a fake computer image of a shadow. Conspiracy,
beautiful.
Guys, conspiracy. The league is out to get Liverpool. Oh my God, I forgot about that. You know what? I don't even... Fuck the rest of the news stories. That was amazing. Let's just stop there. And let's get to the big match. Let's get into it. Man City, Liverpool, 2-1. Manchester City win and sort of put themselves back into the title conversation after a very tumultuous holiday period.
I mean, if we are going to go back... to games involving Man City because we didn't really get to talk about it, did we, gents? Because in typical bloody fashion, we take like a 3-week break just before Andros Townsend scores what will probably be the goal of the season, and the boys, the men, the guys who in 4 appearances had an aggregate score of losing 18-0 at the Etihad against Man City, bloody beat them 3-2, don't we? So
that's definitely got my vote for goal of the season. That's up there with the that goal from the World Cup. I forget who it was. It was a fullback outside
Benjamin
of the
Pavard.
Pavard. Yeah, I was going to say Pavarotti, but that's the opera singer.
Yeah.
Fantastic goal. So that Townsend goal definitely, I think, is goal of the season for me. But that speaks to a much bigger sort of pattern that we didn't get to talk about that much, which was Man City tumbling down the table. They were only like 2 points ahead of Chelsea at one point. It was bad. They were all the way down to 3rd place, right? I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yeah. No, they were in 3rd. Yep.
It was a crazy ass period with a lot of matches and stuff. But I remember them being in 3rd place, and they were doing very, very poorly. And so they came into this Manchester City-Liverpool match. Liverpool were 7 points ahead and looking red hot. And if Liverpool had won, they would have been 10 points ahead, and all the advanced statistical models would have had them at 90% plus to win the league. 10 points ahead, with not that many, over half the season gone by, and more importantly, all the matches between Liverpool and City haven't been played, so there's no more way for City to take points off of them. Obviously, that didn't end up happening. City did win 2-1, but it was very much a make-or-break moment for them. If Liverpool had won, or even if they had drawn, that would have been basically lights out.
Lights out. There we go.
Yeah. Lights out for the title race. So luckily we did have City win, but they were not looking good for a few weeks there. City really, really were falling off. Like, it was their underlying numbers, too. It wasn't like fluky results. They looked real bad. And I think I was frustrated to not be able to talk about it and have a podcast to talk about it because, like, it was such an interesting moment for them to go, being easily the best team in the league in terms of their numbers, and then all of a sudden having a cliff to fall off. And at the same time, Liverpool turning red hot for the month of December. What was up with City? Before we get into the City-Liverpool match, like, what was going on there? Other than Palace.
Palace turned up, mate. That's what happened. We did the Mighty Ducks of the Premier League. That's, I believe, what we're called. So yeah, if you look at their losses, I mean, they had the 2 against Palace and Leicester in December. Obviously, Oscar, I know. Hang on, we have all done a number over City so far. Peterborough just need to get involved.
Come on, Peterborough.
So Chelsea beat them 2-0, and then in the Palace and Leicester game, City went ahead as well. So that was what was quite strange, that both times they've kind of relinquished the lead. I mean, it's been great to see the competition hotting up, and what was weird is when City did drop off, that all the pundits were still going, nah, City will still win the league, when, like Oscar just said, there was one more game against Liverpool. If they'd have lost that and gone 10 points down, it would have been incredibly hard. Like you said, up in the 90% that Liverpool would have won the league. They're kind of turning it, obviously, in true City fashion. They'll turn it around a bit now, and it just, the 2 games against Palace and Leicester can be a blip to then lead them on to their next 20-game winning run, where they just destroy everyone. So Liverpool are kind of setting up in the prime position to do the most Liverpool in Liverpool land, and slip again.
Yeah, I mean, even like the last episode before we left, we recorded, all 3 of us said that City were going to win the league, and then that was looking like a very bad prediction not that long after. But, hopefully we are all wishing for Liverpool to kind of stay in the lead, and then Steven Gerrard comes out of retirement, plays midfield, slips. Demba comes out of retirement and scores.
Yeah, I hope that. It is strange that it does, like, as much as we joked before about the conspiracy theory against Liverpool with the shadow goal, like, it does seem funny that literally everyone is rooting for Man City and not Liverpool.
Because we wouldn't hear the end of it if they'd have done an invincible season, would we? I mean, oh my God.
Yeah. There's one thing I hate more than Liverpool fans on Twitter. It's Arsenal fans on Twitter still bragging about the Invincible season as if that even fucking matters. They're like maybe the 7th best team ever in the Premier League era. Like, they're still getting off on it. You had like 1,000 draws. That's not impressive. It's not impressive. So you didn't lose. Big fucking deal. Anyway, sorry. Sidetrack. Even here,
But
like in City...
releasing a DVD called 1,000 Draws isn't something they're going to do.
Yeah. Even in this match, like Liverpool beat them on XG. Not by a lot. It was a pretty even match, but it was 1.0 to 1.4. So, like, I'm not 100% sold that things
Liverpool
are
hit the
fully
post
turned
like
around.
3 times in a row or something like that. And it was
absurd.
You know, leading up to Shadow Goal was when, you know, John Stones decided to kick it in Edison's face.
Right, which that doesn't even register on XG because it's not a shot from the attacking team.
Yeah,
right,
no, it counts. It counts. It's fine.
Like, own goals count separate. So that's amazing because that 1.4 doesn't include that shadow goal situation. And City only did 1.0, scored 2. Like, that's enough variance that's normal. Like, that's a good example of, you know, when both teams play well, something crazy can happen, and it's a little small thing determines that. Like, you know, Vincent Kompany not getting a red card when he should have. But, like, I don't know that City have necessarily turned it around. This was a great performance, but the underlying numbers still weren't that fantastic to only generate 1.0. You know, it's not like they generated 3.0 in a big match or something. They had a good day, but not a great day.
But I'm sure if you look at, you know, Liverpool for goals conceded and XG conceded, you know, like it's one thing for City not to have the underlying numbers against like other teams. Like they were outperformed for XG by Leicester, I'm pretty sure. Palace not because our 2 goals were like wonder strikes. So, you know, our XG in that match was insignificant for 3 goals, one of which being a penalty, of course. But so I think if you probably look at it, that's the most looks Liverpool have probably given up this season. And the fact that, yeah, they've only conceded 10 goals, 2 are in that game. And apart from that, you know, they've kept a lot of clean sheets and only conceded 1 goal. You would have thought maybe that City would have generated a bit more playing at home, but you watch the game and the intensity of it and the battles just everywhere, left, right and centre, and the way Pep was setting them up to play and like specifically targeting, funnily enough, target Dejan Lovren and you'll win. It was just energy, and I've never watched the game where I had no vested interest or support in either team and just got that much into it. It was so good. It was such a good game.
Yeah, it was really fun. Although for all the fun, like, City only had 2 shots in the entire first half. And the fullbacks, especially for Pep, were playing, like, ridiculously deep. They were actually, like, not crossing the halfway line. You know, you remember, like, Mourinho teams, you would see a fullback hit the halfway line and then immediately turn around for fear of getting destroyed. For, like, like it was like that. Like, they were
getting dropped.
Yeah, in terms of the tactics, they were staying very, very deep and giving a lot of respect to Liverpool. And I think where City turned it around was in the second half, when they sort of started playing more aggressively and opening up a bit more, because they are just such a good attacking team. But I kind of assumed that when Fernandinho came back from his suspension, they were going to just turn it around. Like, it's not a coincidence that the matches where they were bad were the ones where Fernandinho was out. Like, as amazing as they are and as deep of a squad as they are, like, there's no one that does what Fernandinho does.
It's not in that position. Not at all. Like, they put John Stones in there against Palace, I think.
Right.
Pretty sure John Stones, and he just couldn't contest with our midfield generals.
And he really is like the center of the around which the cogs work in the clock. I don't know about clock making. Is there a center to a clock? I don't really know.
There's gnomes involved. Yeah.
You know what he is? He's the axle to the magic roundabout. Let's say that.
There you go.
Right? Literally everything revolves around him. Like, and so when he was out, I was like, well, they're bad because he's out. And so they can't, like, transition from defense to attack. And clearly he's the one that does that for them. So, like, I thought they were just going to quickly turn it around. And they have been better since he came back. But they're not fully Man City yet, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so, like, as much as we're saying, oh, they're back in the title race, and I do still think they're probably the best team if they can sort of figure out what the hell's going on, it seems like not an obvious solution. Because I thought it was an obvious solution. I thought it was Fernandinho missing. But now he's back and they still don't look 100%. They look like maybe 80%. And so I don't know what there's left for them to do to kind of figure it out. Maybe he's just getting older, or maybe it's just like something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. But do you guys, is that just me, or do you guys also feel like they're not quite back to City yet? Or am I just like over analyzing and reading into the numbers too much and being a nerd?
I don't know. I think it's just there was the little blip for a while. Then they've had that great result against Liverpool, which stays kind of fresh in the mind. And then obviously where we've had the cup and a little bit of the dust is settling, the transfer window's just opened, and there's a lot of kind of stuff going on that we haven't really got back to the proper football yet. You know, they've got Wolves at home next, and they're, you know, of course they've been no mugs at all this year. They've already, I think they drew against Man City, didn't they, earlier in the season?
Yeah.
They got a draw against Man United away. Both of those, no, one was away, one was at home. I can't remember which way round. They beat Tottenham the other week. They got
a
Chelsea
result against us, yeah,
a little while ago. So, you know, their results against the big teams, like Nuno knows how to set them up for those games. So I'd be very, very interested to see how this one plays out, and if they do, you know, manage to get something and hold back City, or if, you know, Pep just goes unleashed and goes in all guns blazing. It's shaping up to be a good one as we come down the closing stretch now, because there's, you know, like you said before, over half of the games are done. You've played all the teams once. Man City have played Liverpool twice, and Klopp said in his interview, you know, if he could have at any point this year have played Man City twice and still been 4 points ahead, he would have paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, no, and 4 points, like, as you get further into the season, you know, there's less and less points available. Obviously, that's just logic. But so a 4-point lead doesn't sound like a lot, but historically, this late in the season, a 4-point lead is pretty strong odds towards the title. I think I can pull up the numbers on this from 538, who run that amazing predictive model in terms of, like, if teams keep playing the way they've been playing and, you know, nothing else changes between now and the end of the season, like, who is statistically likely to win and etc. But Liverpool are still pretty heavy favorites. I'm trying to find the numbers right now.
Yeah, of course they would be, because they've been great, and, you know, their defence has been solid, and their attack is still their attack, you know. The fact that recently Firmino's been getting goals, and obviously Salah's given him the hat-trick with the penalty the other week, you know, to then have him firing as well, it works very well, because Salah's stayed kind of consistent. Mane's gone on and off the boil at times, and so then if Firmino starts firing, you know, if all three of them start again, then they can, you know, there's nothing to say that Klopp can't do the same and just kind of unleash those guys going forward, because Van Dijk's so good at the back. You know, you may as well take Lovren out and just put another striker in there, because he could do the job of both of them.
Van Dijk is amazing. I'm very jealous that they have him. Let's just put it that way. I think he's probably the best center back in the league. I can't think of anyone better. Certainly not on Chelsea. Certainly not on City. Tottenham have some good center backs, but I don't know, man. Well, to transition now from one Manchester team that maybe the solution isn't quite obvious as to what's going on, to another one where the solution was pretty fucking obvious to everybody in the world. Manchester United fired Jose Mourinho the day after we recorded the last episode, and since then have beaten Cardiff 5-1, have beaten Huddersfield 3-1, have beaten Bournemouth 4-1,
Bournemouth,
have beaten Newcastle 2-0, and
Newcastle
will play Spurs this weekend.
There's
I don't know what they've done in the cup.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there's a very strong chance if Jose was still there, of course, they wouldn't have been a free scoring, and they wouldn't have had the same front four, and Pogba wouldn't have a smile on his face. But chances are they probably would have won all of those games, because
Luke Shaw would still be in a dungeon somewhere.
He's finally been let out. The poor kid doesn't know what daylight is anymore. He's scared.
You can only beat who's put in front of you, right? And I think that's the point you were making, which I agree with, but the manner of the victories, I think, is telling.
Yeah, and the fact that they get rid of Mourinho before that run, when they knew if he'd have won a load of games, they wouldn't have been able to fire him again. They didn't want to give him
the chance to win it, absolutely.
Yeah.
It then does it make it a bit of a false dawn for Solskjaer as well, who isn't their manager and is on loan? The weirdest fucking manager thing ever, that he's on loan from another club.
I love that. If I had put money down on a team to have a manager on loan, I think we all know it would have been Chelsea, because they just take advantage of the loan system in every way. But yeah, that is a very strange situation. They do seem happy.
It's almost just to kind of to go back to your phrase, Oscar, it almost seems like the solution was really fucking obvious.
I mean, I've got Pogba on fantasy, and he's been fantastic.
Yeah, me too.
The day they fired Mourinho, I picked him up.
3.
Yeah, and it's been great. Spurs obviously is a real test this weekend, but there's just good vibes, and they are a good team. Like, independent of the third season Mourinho thing, like there is a reason that I had them so high up in my table. They have such amazing talent, and like, as just a fan of football and of the sport in general, it fucking pisses me off that we wasted a large portion of Paul Pogba's prime when he's just the most amazing central mid that can just... He does things that like no one else can do. He can run, he can pass, he can shoot.
He can do hair announcement videos. He can do stupid penalty run-ups, yes.
Yeah. I love him. I really, really love him. And we lost like key prime years for him where he could have been making magic. Like, not the same, obviously, level as Messi, but the same type of breathtaking things. You know, now seeing him be able to express himself instantly the moment Mourinho's gone, like, I don't know. I think there's something to the performances. I don't know what the underlying numbers are because I haven't been particularly nerding out as much as usual. I've just been kind of watching the football and just taking it in like an old school fan kind of way. But they look happy to me. They not more than happy. They look like a team that's playing their best players in their best positions, and fucking, oh wow, they're doing really well because of that. Like,
just a team that's allowed to play. Like,
right, exactly.
Not being instructed to not do anything or not go past the halfway line or not, yeah, exactly like you said, play to their strengths or try and score more goals or whatever. Like, that's very clear what Solskjaer has done, and from seeing the videos in training, you know, as much as they can be doctored or not doctored, but, you know, you can only show you certain ones. It's probably just, you know what, just go. And because from Solskjaer's point of view, he's got absolutely nothing to lose by doing this. He's a Man United club legend, so everyone will get on his side. He's already, you know, he's been in the Premier League before, with quite unsuccessful with Cardiff, but it's Cardiff. So, like, he can just go, yeah, I'm just going to play Marcus Rashford all the time. Lukaku, yeah, take your time out. Like, no one's going to put pressure on Solskjaer to play those players or force Alexis Sanchez in because they spent loads of money on him. They're just going to go, right, you know what, Mourinho's gone. Like, whatever he does right now, he's going to be seen as a golden boy.
Yeah. And I feel it's important to say that Mourinho was toxic in the locker room, and it's not viable to have a manager who fights with his best players and doesn't play Pogba just because they're, you know, bitching at each other and like having a little, you know, teenage girl fight basically. But I don't think it's not his fault that the Manchester United defense is garbage and they don't have good defenders. I think that was a fair point. And
I mean, he brought the defenders they had.
Yeah, but no, he was playing with broken toys to begin with. And like he
is a broken toy.
He is a broken toy. Fine.
He's a broken toy, persistently surrounded by broken toys, and he'll just take everything and go, no, don't want that new. Like, I'm sorry, but I've never ever liked Jose Mourinho ever. Now, Oscar, you'll always have the fondness of him for his time at Chelsea, and I understand that because he won you guys your first Premier League, etc., etc., etc. But the guy never really played football, and he's never ever stayed at a team for more than 3 seasons. He is completely known for everything falling apart in the third season. He's known as being toxic for digging out his players. Like, I don't care what you might get in the short term with it. Everybody knows what poison you can get. And quite frankly, if I never see him get another job in football, which he doesn't need since he's had 72 million quid's worth of payouts in his career, then it'll be too soon. Like, I don't want him to appear as a pundit. I don't want anything. Like, he's a horrendous person. Whether it's playing games or whatever, this immediate impact that you can see from there means that he is now a burden, and teams suffer him. They don't, flourish under him. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think where I was going with that is that, like, they still have a broken defense. And that wasn't on him. And so that's not going to change just because he's gone. They're going to score goals. and they're going to look beautiful doing it because they have amazing attacking talent.
Mm.
And I do think that like when they play open play like that, they can be the second or third best team in the league. I think they're in terms of the players they have, they're probably better than Chelsea, despite Hazard. Like Hazard aside, we don't have people to the same level that they do in a lot of other positions. They're better than Spurs in terms of this talent. They're certainly better than Arsenal in terms of the talent, right? Like, so I think they could be up there. I don't think it's surprising to me. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Spurs on Sunday. But I still think that like the problems in defense and the lack of any good defenders are still going to manifest. And so, you know, it's hard to know what's going to happen going forward, but I'm fucking excited because I think we're in for a hell of a ride. I think they're going to score a lot of goals and they're going to concede a lot of goals. I think that's really exciting to watch. Like, you know, and maybe David De Gea will get back to being happy and playing better than he had been for a while. Who knows?
It just shows the two different outlooks, I think, of the managers. Like, Mourinho sits there and moans about his defence and goes like, oh, we can't defend, but just belligerently keeps playing defensive football. Whereas Solskjaer will go, okay, then, well, if we don't have a good defence, let's just outscore every team.
Yeah.
You get 3 points, you get 3 points.
Exactly.
And so, you know, so if you attack from the front, press higher up the pitch, it doesn't matter that you've got a load of crap behind you. If you can smash 5 goals in, they can let in 3. That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you could be 4 points ahead of City and still have Dejan Lovren as your center back, so.
Exactly.
Chuck, before we move on, any words for the Miles Offside derby? Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 1 on New Year's Eve, I think it was?
Do you mean Borefest 2018?
Yeah, it was real fucking boring.
Arguably the worst game of football. Like, irrespective of result, that was a horrific game of football.
Really bad. The only good moment was David Luiz playing an inch-perfect pass over the top onto the chest of N'Golo Kante, who then slotted away nicely.
Yeah, slotted away nicely after the defence just let him maraud in and just kind of... That was early on, and then kind of you may as well have just switched off after that.
That is exactly what David Luiz does that no other centre back in the league can do. He is
not defend.
I hate when you do that. He's one of the best passers in the league, and that pass was fucking perfect. And you can't get that from other people. And now that Fabregas is going away, which let me take a moment as a Chelsea fan to say goodbye to Cesc Fabregas, who has been amazing, a true legend for the club, despite having come from Arsenal or Barcelona. That was an emotional moment to see him walking off and crying. I was crying. It was amazing. But with him gone, I think David Luiz is easily the best long passer on our team. And one of the better long passers in the league. Like, he's very underrated for his specifically his long and over-the-top passing. But that was a perfect ball for Kante.
It's almost like all he wants to do is just hammer a ball. It's just it. Just kick it really far with a run-up, or just hoofing it up into the air.
Just let them play, Chuck. Just let them play.
Just let them play.
Chelsea have been bad. I don't want to talk about Chelsea. All right, well, there was a million other things that happened since the last time we recorded. I think we could be talking for the next 7 days about them. But so let's go ahead and call it a wrap on part 1, because we do also have quite a bit of listener questions built up. So let's take a break, get some coffee, get some water, whatever you're doing, and come back. So we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Welcome back to Miles Offside Podcast 2019. What up, future? Woo! We've obviously been out of your earballs for the last few weeks, but still been interacting with you on the Facebooks and the Twitters and the emails. Just in case you've forgotten all about us, you can find us on Twitter at Miles Offside Pod, on Facebook at Miles Offside, or send us an email to milesoffsidepod@gmail.com. You can do... Hold on, getting another tinny. Lovely stuff. There we are. You can get in touch with us on those channels, just like these people did. There might be some names you remember. Mr. Ian Stibson, the floor is yours.
Always names you remember. Like Dave Mateo got in touch, as he always does, and said, is Tottenham's son making a case for being the best ever Asian footballer?
Well, he's very good at dodging the draft. So
playing for his life, potentially, yeah.
playing for his life. So, I mean, if that's what inspires you, if that's what inspires Asian footballers, then there could be a very strong case for any of the South Korean team.
But so of the ones I've seen, I would say yes. Certainly better than Park.
Yeah, he's better than Park. Yeah.
Definitely better than Park. Shinji Kagawa?
Shinji Kagawa was really good at Dortmund, but not for that extended of a period.
Yeah, he didn't really do much in the Premier League, although I didn't really get a chance. Let's say yes.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best one I've seen for sure. He's amazing.
He's the best.
He's real. How about let's just take this as a moment to say, wow, he's so fucking good. Like, I still have nightmares about when he skinned Jorginho alive down the wing when they played us. And then, like, that goal he scored was a phenomenal goal against Chelsea.
And who else did he dance round? I can't remember who it was.
It was just, I'm pretty sure it was just Jorginho. Certainly, I'll tell you who it wasn't, is Marcus fucking Alonso, who doesn't know how to play defense because
he wasn't there though. So you know, it doesn't make it that bad. Well, yeah, you can't do much worse than your current strikers.
He's just a team player. He sees how bad our strikers are, and he's like, "Oh, I'll do that. I'll go play striker, and someone else will handle the defensive stuff." I'm sure.
He wants to go hang out with his other Spanish mate.
Yeah,
they just both want to be offside together.
Oh my god!
But yes, Heung-min Son is amazing. Always happy as well. It's always nice to see, like we said earlier with the Man United team. Always nice to see someone playing with a smile on their face.
He's one of those footballers like N'Golo Kante that just everyone seems to like. It just is universally loved, not just by his own teammates, but by fans and by like players from other teams. It just seems like a really nice guy on top of being ridiculously talented. Yeah, Aguero. Yeah, definitely. Aguero's, everybody likes him. You know, people like Aguero because he can have a terrible haircut, and everyone's like, oh, do you, man? Live your best life.
I mean, including all of us, when we sat here for about 10, 15 minutes once and spoke about how it gave him an ethereal quality.
Yeah, I think it's a good haircut. It's an objectively terrible haircut, but he's pulling it off, so
yeah,
somehow.
He must be likable.
And he created the greatest moment in the Premier League, so there you go. He got Balotelli to do an assist.
Is that the greatest moment in the Premier League?
Yeah, Mario Balotelli. 1 assist that season, that goal.
There you go.
One assist his whole Premier League career, I think.
Well, picked a good one.
Picked a good one.
So, Son's the best ever Asian footballer.
Sure.
Sure. Adam P. asks, what's worse, the transfer window or debates over the magic of the cup?
What is this debate about the magic of the cup?
Old people love the cup and young people don't give a shit about it.
American TV tries to sell the cup so hard.
Yeah.
Because, like, so basically with
it's probably because it's nearest to the competition.
Right,
knockout.
Exactly. Yeah. So they think that, like, Budweiser pounding American football watching Midwestern guys who always talk about how, liking soccer's not American. Right? Like, that type of sports fan.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of good sports fans in the Midwest, or good sports fans, soccer fans in the Midwest or whatever, but, like, the more, I don't know, conservative, traditional American sports fan can see that and be like, that's like playoffs. I understand that. It's knockout. Yeah. That's how it should be. Great. So American TV tries to sell it really hard, and that's compounded by the fact that, like, NBC owns the rights to the Premier League, but they don't own the rights to the FA Cup. Fox owns the rights to the FA Cup. And so then Fox is like, we have to really sell the FA Cup as being even more important, even more magical, even cooler than the league, because then maybe we'll get people to watch our stuff instead. And so, like, it gets super hyped. All the games get put on, like, actual TV networks. And so, like, over here, there's a fake sort of thing, which then is annoying because, like, there are sort of newer, I want to say, English soccer fans here who are like, the FA Cup is so important. And I'm like, dude, like, Chelsea have won it a lot. There was a picture of, like, the last 15 FA Cups, and it's like Chelsea, Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal, Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Chelsea. Like, we've won it a lot, and I like it as a trophy, but it's not important. Like, that's a facetious debate at best.
Do you like it enough to get an arm patch of it? Or... no, I think, and especially, like, I get that it's lost a bit of its kind of glitz and glamour in the last few years, just because there is so much of a big disparity now that there aren't as many giant killings. But, you know, this round of FA Cup fixtures just showed us, like, there were some phenomenal games and results in there.
Yeah, there was a good round of giant killings, too. Giant killings, quote unquote. Like,
well, Huddersfield. Cardiff. Not so much.
Newport County beat Leicester, didn't they?
Yeah, Leicester. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of the biggest.
That was a big one.
Yeah, and I assume, I don't know about you gents, about it's always seems to be like the big teams don't take it seriously one or disrespect the cup or whatever.
Yeah.
That's which I just find is the most bullshit argument ever.
I mean, it's more true certainly of the Carabao Cup or the League Cup, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. The Carling Cup. I still call it the Carling Cup by accident.
Coca-Cola Cup.
Yeah.
The Rumbelows, yeah.
Wow, you guys are perfect on sync right now.
The Littlewoods Cup. My dad was a Luton fan, and they won it in '88 when my mum was pregnant with my brother, and she was heavily pregnant, and he still went to the cup final. It's just like, I'm not missing it. So yeah,
good for him.
Yeah, he always joked that my little brother was going to have his middle names were going to be the Luton First 11. Couldn't get that one through. So.
No, it didn't fly.
Damn, that would have been good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's, people say to disrespect it, and fine, okay, playing weakened teams, but then, they still go on and win it. Is it disrespecting your tactics?
Yeah, and that's why you've got a squad as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. And since 1988, only 3 times has one of the non-Big Six teams won it. So...
Wigan, who got relegated the year they won it.
Correct.
Portsmouth who got relegated the year they won it.
Well, administration, they went one step further.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember because I had to Google what does administration mean? And it was like, and I still don't fully understand it. I think they sell themselves to a bank, basically, or something. Don't explain it. It's fine.
Basically, business gone.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not good.
It's no good.
Well, it's not. And it's not good if they owe you money.
Yeah, not so much. But yeah, so it's like, how much disrespect are they showing the cup by the fact that they keep winning it? I don't really know. Is it that they're not giving someone else a chance? Is it? I don't know.
Yeah. As the resident fan of the team that actually wins trophies sometimes, no shots fired at you guys or anything, but Chelsea playing in the FA Cup, I'd rather see them go for it in the FA Cup than in the Europa League. So right. I don't know where you put that in terms of that could just be a personal bias to me as well. I don't give a shit about the Europa League, though.
Oh, speaking of... I forgot, actually. League Cup. Man City are playing tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, how are they doing?
Is it...
Go on.
Yeah.
Well, Burton have none.
Okay.
Or had none, sorry, because full-time is now Dunsies. Man City, just 9.
Just 9.
just went for the 9.
Oh.
So Burton really still in this tie as they go into the second leg when they play at home.
I mean, forget the 9. City will be happy to keep a clean sheet, won't they? Lovely.
Yeah, that's true. That's big stuff for Pep. Yeah, disrespect the cup. Oh, you're playing Burton.
Did Phil Foden score 7 of those?
Phil Foden scored 1. Gabriel Jesus scored 4.
Oh wow, they really are running out the B squad. If Jesus is getting started.
Hang on, so their front 6 was De Bruyne, Gundogan, David Silva, Leroy Sané, Gabriel Jesus, and Riyad Mahrez.
Jesus Christ!
Not a bad front 6.
Yeah,
well, De Bruyne is just coming back from injury.
Yeah, I've heard for their second fixture, they're actually loaning the whole Palace team for it, just to really rest their own players.
Yeah, that's not great.
The magic of the cup. And on the flip side, yes, I hate the transfer window. It's shit.
I normally like the transfer window, but I hate this fucking transfer window.
Yeah, how are Chelsea doing then?
Other than Pulisic.
Then you aren't even getting him this window.
Yeah. Everybody's flipping out they signed him and immediately sent him out on loan. No, douchebag. That was the terms of the agreement with Dortmund. They wouldn't sell him to us unless we agreed to let him stay for the whole season.
Yeah,
that's
douchebag.
Not Chelsea's decision. God, it has been a week of as an American and a Chelsea fan, everybody in the fucking world texted me being is this a good move for him? Is this a good move for Chelsea? Chelsea fans are angry because they don't want him. American fans are angry because they think Chelsea won't want him. And I'm no, they spent a lot of money because they think he's really good. They've been after him for 3 windows now.
Right.
And he is good enough to play he's not coming here to then go on. It's a whole thing. I'm very, very happy about Pulisic. And I'm very, very angry about everything else that Chelsea's doing this window. So fuck the January transfer window.
Are you also prepared? Have you mentally prepared yourself for having to spend the next 7 years going, no, I supported Chelsea before Pulisic came?
I know.
You're going to have to do that?
One of my really good friends who owns a Chelsea jersey because he was a Chelsea fan, and I use heavy air quotes on that, in 2010 after the World Cup.
The Asia Trophy of the World Cup. Sorry.
Yeah, that World Cup was awesome. I'm going to start watching the Premier League. You're a Chelsea fan. I'll be a Chelsea fan too. He went out, he bought a jersey. He watched about 7 matches and then immediately stopped paying attention and forgot about it. He texted me this week and he's like, oh, I'm a Chelsea fan again. I'm like, ugh. This is why when I tell anyone I'm American on Twitter, they're like, what do you know about football? Fuck off, mate. Like, I get no fucking respect over here. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them start a podcast with you. So.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, all right, Chelsea then, huh? Because he's, like, without a doubt the most talented American player that has ever played. Like, he's not the best yet.
Landon Donovan,
right? And Clint Dempsey. But he is the most talented. Like, he's the first genuinely elite talent that we've ever had. He was, at 18, good enough to be starting at Dortmund. And he is, at his age, at 20 now, I think.
Being outplayed by Jadon Sancho, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of amazing elite young talent. But.
Yeah, the Sancho. I mean, it's a business decision as well, isn't it? Like, get an American player in again and grab that market. You know,
he's only the second American they've ever signed. The first was Matt Miazga. And if you're saying who, you're exactly right.
Yes,
he played 5 minutes for the club and then went back.
No, he's a defender, wouldn't he? Defender.
Yeah, a young, 12-year-old defender. He's not even good. And he's been on loan ever since. When they signed him, a bunch of people texted me, like, American on Chelsea? I'm like, no, don't bother. It's not. It's fine.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's a big one. How are you guys looking in the window?
My blinds are down at the moment, so can't really look through the window. Actually, Palace are having quite a good window in some ways because we finally sold Jordan Much, a player who no one understands. We don't know why he was there. People thought he disappeared years ago. He's that guy who played for Cardiff that time. So he's gone. Jason Puncheon has gone on loan to Huddersfield.
Yeah. Haven't you let Surlot go as well?
Surlot had, so no more Ivan Drago talk. He's gone to Belgium. And Johnny Williams, who, much like half of Chelsea team, has been on loan for the last 6 years, has been sold to Charlton. So we've just kind of got rid. So that's good. And that would be nice if they're clearing space. Michy Batshuayi is coming up a lot. I don't know, coming from Chelsea like a loan or actually buying him. So.
I think he's been at Valencia more recently.
Yeah, they now want to terminate his loan apparently because they're not happy with him. That's just weird. That's always so we'll sign him. And for once, we didn't spend 20 million quid on an injured player. So thanks Bournemouth for buying Dominic Solanke.
And Peterborough have re-signed an overweight midfielder we let go 3 years ago. So it's going really well.
How's that promotion campaign going? I haven't checked in a while.
Not great. We're I think 4th or 5th now, so firmly in the playoffs. I went to watch New Year's Day. Peterborough Scunthorpe, who are like 3 from the bottom in League One, and we can.
You'll have to bleep that out, by the way. You'll have to bleep that out.
Scunthorpe, yeah. But we conspired to make a very bad team look a little bit better than us and lost 2-0 at home. Fucking shocking.
You know why that was, Ian? Who went with you?
My twat of a son. The jinx.
Well, that was better than I thought it would be. Yeah, your son. Yeah, no, get rid.
Fucking jinx. Yeah, he got a full bloody Peterborough kit as well, like for Christmas. So he's a proper full kit wanker.
Yeah.
So, after like 70 minutes, he was like, "This is not good, is it, Dad?" And I was like, "No, it's not. It's not good. But we're staying."
Yeah, now get outside. Get out. Get out. Go and open the car and go and warm it up.
Just put a sign in the window that says he has water and he's listening to his favorite music.
Brilliant.
And then just leave him in the car.
Brilliant.
Do people do that over there? Because people are always getting arrested over here for leaving their kids or their pets in the car in the summer in 1,000-degree heat. And it's really not that funny, but it is super funny.
It does happen, yeah.
So your son got his first full kit?
Well, we got him a shirt and someone else got him like shorts and socks and stuff.
I was going to say, if you got him the full kit, that's a failure on your part as a parent.
Yeah, no,
I don't know. I bought my daughter a full kit before she was born. And she stayed awake for a whole game. She watched the whole game with me and we won. The 3 times it's happened. Both times she's fallen asleep, we lost. And then she watched the Wolves game. I might have terrified her when I shouted at the first goal. Jordan Ayew scores, guys. Like, you can't contain it, you know.
No, I'm sure.
And then we got a penalty. Oh, it was good times. Yeah. What was the question?
So, originally the question was, what's worse, the transfer window or debates over the magic of the cup?
And so we decided, Adam P., that the worst thing is inviting Finlay Stimson to a Peterborough match.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
there you go.
It's brilliant. In the 88th minute, some bloke and his son sort of like came back from, I don't know, getting a drink or something. But like I say, it was late and we were losing. And he just shouted, "Don't worry, he was trying to sneak out, but I got him." And everyone was just like, "Way!" There was no entertainment on the show whatsoever, so we were just making
That's
our own.
really funny.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh, Adam P. also was like, it's been a while since I've been verbally abused by anyone, so I missed your podcast. So we should just say, fuck you, Adam, you suck. Arsenal are trash, and the only thing worse than Arsenal is an Arsenal fan.
Okay, so that's your self-esteem killer there, Adam P.
There you go, Adam.
Happy New Year.
Can do.
Adam P asks. He asked another one. He said, "Which
He's
player?"
coming back for what punishment, is he?
Exactly. Which player is going to break through in 2019, and who will drop off a cliff?
I think Phil Foden's knocking on the door of being a real fucking superstar.
Of going out on loan to Championship.
Yeah.
No, every time I see him play for City, and he got a goal tonight, you were saying, but every time I see him, I'm like, this kid's fucking got it. Like, he has that je ne sais quoi that makes a star player. You know?
Pep seems to love him as well. He was asked in a press conference about whether Foden was going to go out on loan, and he said he's going nowhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
Pep seems to love him, so yeah, maybe we'll start getting a few chances. Who knows?
Yeah.
I hope so, but I thought that I thought that last season when City had already won the league, you thought for the amount that he was talking Foden up, that he would have played a bit more, but still didn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of also the competitive streak of Pep, that even though he's won the league, he then wanted to go through all the records.
Yeah. I feel like he's getting more minutes this year than he did last year. He's been showing up a lot.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
That's my non-Chelsea answer, but I think genuinely this might be the real answer, but I didn't want to say it as my actual answer because Chelsea and bias and whatever. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Christian Pulisic are both like on the cusp of being fucking superstars. And so I think depending on how it goes,
so we just need those 2 transfers to go through, and Pulisic goes to Chelsea, and Ruben comes back to Palace, and then it's all fine, isn't it? Everyone would be happy with that.
Ruben
Oscar
has looked amazing. He's been playing more, and I'm very happy.
Speaking of dropping off, do you think Hazard is? This means Hazard is gone bye bye in the summers.
What, the Pulisic signing?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
You don't think it's contingency?
No, I think Willian is 31. Pedro's older than that. Willian isn't even that good anymore. He hasn't been playing well, certainly, this year. Pedro's injured very often. And the only other person that we have besides Hazard is Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's good, but he's 18. And you don't want to have to rely on him as your only other genuinely, regular good starter. Our wingers are Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's 18, Hazard, who's 28, and then everyone else is 30 plus. They just need players that are the right age for those positions. They can't.
Is Hudson-Odoi the one who's now going to Bayern? For 35
Bayern
million?
keep coming in. Yeah, Bayern came in with 12, then 20, then 30, and now 32 or 35 is the latest bid. And Chelsea keeps saying no, no, no. And to his credit, I don't know if it's the management from on high making him do it or if it's his own choice, but Sarri's been playing him a lot more. He played him in the starting, that was our preferred 11 against Spurs. It wasn't a rotated squad. And he was in there, and he's been our second best winger. He has been better than Willian or Pedro when he plays. I think Chelsea fans for weeks and months have been calling for him to play above them. And he has been lately. So he might have a breakout season. He's very, very talented. He loves a dribble. He's fun to watch. Chelsea have a lot of good young players, and so do City. I mean, those two academies, they both spent many, many millions of dollars on those academies, and like those are always the two teams in the FA Youth Cup and the European Under-21 League and all that. So those are where those young guys are kind of coming out of.
Yeah, and Benteke's coming back. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the drop off a cliff one then, yeah.
Can you really drop a?
He's not at the top of a cliff, is he? So
not a cliff, is it?
Yeah.
He's sort of on the beach at the bottom. He's just sort of flopped into the water.
Is it too late to say Alvaro Morata?
It might be by the time this goes out.
God, he scored a brace in the FA Cup, and he didn't even celebrate either fucking goal.
He scored a brace against Palace, mate. Like, it doesn't mean much.
He sucks. He's always offside. He looks unhappy. He looks like worse than Torres did in worse Torres moments. Jesus Christ.
Let's just start an offshoot podcast called Always Offside and just do updates on Alvaro Morata each week. Guys, was Alvaro Morata offside? Yes. He was always offside. Yes. Great. Thank you very much for listening, and goodbye.
Yeah. Okay, Dave Mateo, did you get anything good for Christmas? I mean, did you get anything else, Chuck, for Christmas other than January and February
Were all those socks from the same person, or did everyone in your life get you socks?
So Gina bought me a bag, which it came to me, and I went to open it. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And she kind of smirked at me. I went, "Is this a bag of socks?" And she kind of giggled, and I opened it, and it was 30 pairs of the same black socks, which was great. I then got 4 other pairs of socks, which, yes, I believe they were all from her. I made it very clear what I wanted, guys. Yeah. I put it out there in the world enough in recorded media.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We got a buzz going. She socked it to me. That's just a fact.
That's what happened.
Yeah. I can't remember what else I got, actually. That day was a bit weird and a bit of a blur. Not to go on about it too much, but yeah, I had to work that day, so that sucked.
That sucks.
Grim. But no, it was really nice, and obviously like daughter's first Christmas and stuff. So no, it's focusing more on like her kind of stuff. So it was just nice to be around the family and yeah.
How many pairs of socks did she get?
She ain't got no socks. She hasn't earned the right yet. She hasn't earned the years of suffering of losing. Once she gets to the age of 27, she can then be gifted with fresh socks all the time. Look at this. I mean, look, I'm just pulling out socks here. Look, there's a pair of socks together. There's a pair of socks together. There's a pair of socks together. These are all just fresh socks, guys. I'm just pulling them out of my sock drawer.
He literally is. This is like a magician's sleeve.
They just don't stop coming. Look, there's just socks. There's just socks and socks and socks.
Where are you keeping
this is, I mean, literally, I'm above my sock drawer.
Are you recording it from your sock drawer?
Yeah,
I don't get given much space in the house anymore, but yeah.
Oh, my word.
Socks still in packaging. Look how fresh those are.
Oh, my
Look
word.
at that.
Oh, those are fun. Is that Superman on those?
Yeah, no, I believe they say Super Dad. Thank you very much.
Super Dad, there we go.
Super father.
Jesus
Men's
Christ,
socks.
at 27 you've become that man.
That man. Well, nearly 28, guys. 28 this next week.
Yeah, next week. I'm 35 tomorrow.
Are you 35 tomorrow?
Oh, shit.
I am.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Only 35.
Only 35, if you could believe it. See, I'm just happy because I remember this time last year, well, nearly this time last year, obviously, it was on my birthday, when I told you, Ian, that I was turning 27. You went, you'll probably die this year. Just like,
I did say that, yeah.
Yeah, you did, yeah. So, if anything, Monday will just be a big fuck you to you when I turn 28. And have a massive coronary because I still haven't stopped eating since Christmas.
Yeah. I didn't realize you guys had birthdays so close together.
Neither did I.
I'm not getting either of you anything, but that's still an interesting fact to note.
It's fair. How about you guys? What did you get for Christmas?
Yeah, Stimmers, how'd you do?
I did alright. Got a pair of boots, wallet. I got some socks, not as many as 30 whatever, Jesus Christ.
Hey,
but,
we can't, we can't all fly so close to the sun.
Well, yeah, definitely. I did alright, yeah. Like you say, once you have a kid, it's all about them, innit? So I was playing with his toys for the week afterwards, He's 8. Toys are getting good now.
Toys are getting good, yeah.
Toys are getting really good. Yeah, so we got a Lego Boost thing that's like this robot you can build, and then you can code it to do stuff from the iPad. It's
shit.
Oh yeah, they're well
That's
cool.
awesome.
I've seen those.
Really good. Really good.
There's a really, really expensive one of them where you can build a machine that makes the robots.
No way.
It's like a real like Lego machines making Lego machines. I know.
Well, it's like not... that house made of Legos. Did you guys see that on Twitter?
No.
Oh, but the guy did the pillar or something.
Yeah, the pillar of Legos, and then he opens up little cupboards, and there's like Lego cities inside. It was cool. Chuck, I think I saw it off your Twitter, actually.
Yeah, no, he's built into it. Like, there's one where you open the flap and it's like everyone's at a concert and you're on the stage. There's one where it's like fighting robots in a city.
Yeah,
it's really good. And some like until like you invite some friends around and their kids a little shit, and he like pulls one of the bricks out and the whole thing, and then you just have to chuck him out the window.
Yep. Well, that's why I refuse to be friends with anyone who has kids.
Yep, and that's why we keep it strictly long distance. How about you, Oscar? How was your...
Well, I don't have kids, so everything's still about me.
Yeah, that must
so
be amazing.
A wonderful Christmas. Yeah, it was great.
All that time and money you've got.
Yeah, exactly.
All that sleep you get.
Emily got me a Nintendo Switch, so we've been playing a lot of video games.
Oh, I love the Switch. Love the Switch.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. We've been...
I'm such an adult now, I still haven't touched the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, it's great.
I hadn't at all, but I really wanted that Pokemon game, Pokemon Let's Go.
Oh yeah, we got Finley that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exact recreation. Well, not quite exact, but like it's the original 151. It's none of this like bullshit new regions and like new Pokemon. I'm a purist, okay? I'm old school. There are 151 Pokemon. I don't want to hear otherwise. Get out of here with your fucking Togepi's and your...
Don't you be stepping up with a Snubble, yo. Don't you be coming stepping.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
So we got the Switch. We've been playing that. We leveled up. We got a Blastoise, a Charizard, and a Venusaur. So everything's going pretty good. Pretty good. And then Ian, obviously you already know this because you're an audiophile like me. But I sent you a picture. Yeah. Oh yeah. My in-laws got me speakers for my home theater. Pioneer Elite Andrew Jones series speakers.
Very nice.
They are floor standing. They have 100 watts, 150 watts.
Oscar literally has the spec sheet out right in front of him right now.
Yeah. It's 150 watts.
He's holding that in one hand and furiously masturbating with the other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're fucking gorgeous. I mean, Ian was masturbating to the picture of them, so it's not just me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, they did look good.
Oh, and a Ruben Loftus-Cheek jersey.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's
so
right.
the transfer's on. Yeah!
Yeah, it's yellow, too, so it's definitely he's going to Palace.
Yes.
It's the yellow one. It has Ruben on the back. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a great gift, too. Man, I had a good Christmas.
You did, yeah. God.
Don't have kids, guys, and you'll have a great Christmas.
Stupid fucking kids, honestly. They lose you Peterborough matches, take all your money for presents. It's only now I can start playing with chemistry sets and Lego robots and stuff. Fucking hell.
Ungrateful little shits.
To be fair, he got me some nice Bowie vinyl as well.
Ooh.
Did he? Yeah. Did he pay for that with all of his money, did he?
Yeah, exactly. Where's that fucking come from?
Where's that bloody come from? Oh, you got a present. Oh, here's your present from Isabel. Oh, did it come out of her money? No, it fucking didn't.
No, can drain on my time and resources. Love him. Best thing's ever happened to me.
Can't wait till she gets old enough that I can make her do stuff.
Yeah, remember, your girlfriends and wives listen to this, so...
No. Right, and last of all, I think this might feel relevant. Adam P asks, when does the festive binging
for fuck's sake, does he get how many questions does he want? He's just opened himself up for this.
Selfish Arsenal prick.
Standard Arsenal, trying to get him all over social media. Ugh.
I'm going to have to step in and say, we need questions. So
he asked for it. He genuinely asked for it.
Genuinely asked for some abuse. So. We just give the people what they want.
Masochist.
I mean, you have to be to listen to our podcast to a certain extent.
That is true. That is true. So he asks, when does the festive binging end? Asking for a friend who still wants excuses to eat and drink. I haven't stopped yet. I feel like only now am I... Because also my missus is a dairy-free vegetarian.
God help you.
But we've still seemed to buy quite a lot of food crap. And me and Finley are just the only ones eating it. So I only feel like I'm now sort of out of chocolate and cheese and only now as it's sort of plateaued.
Yeah, I think it only really ends when you just remove the word festive.
Yeah.
That's just all it is. Just
yeah. True.
I don't know. I don't think that any of us are big advocates of either dry January or, as it is now known, veganuary or...
Fuck that.
Fuck vegans. No disrespect to your lovely wife, Ian, who isn't a vegan, but she's dairy-free.
Well, she's since January the 1st, she has been off the eggs as well.
Oh, cretin.
Yeah. Cretin.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, I'm still going from like Christmas 2009 binge. Hasn't quite ended, so at some point I've got to slow down. But it's going strong.
Why stop it? Why
it's the 10th
stop a good
anniversary
thing?
of my Christmas binge.
If something's going well, like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So, in that respect, Adam's among friends.
Yes, my joy, much like my waistline, is ever expanding.
Yeah, you're 28. Right? That's when it really starts there.
Still 27, guys.
27 to 28 hits hard, and then
yes,
it just kind of keeps going.
I am full on cultivating the ultimate dad bod right now, guys, and I'm not ashamed.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I think we all are. Apart from Oscar.
I'm just fat.
Not a dad, just fat.
You're not fat, you just haven't grown into your body yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So... that's the end of the listener questions. Chuck's already told you how to get in touch, but also I thought I'd add, I've got a little new promo link that we've got. You can get a free 1-month trial of Audible now. So you can get an audiobook or two, and if you follow the link...
Hang on. Oh, is this after I already accidentally signed myself up for a free trial that wasn't a free trial and now I'm paying for Audible?
Yeah.
God damn it, I wish I knew this before.
You really are turning into a dad. What's this email button?
So yeah, if you follow the link that I'm going to put in the show notes, then you can get a free 1-month trial to Audible and give us a little kickback, help support your favourite podcast. And once you're done listening to us, you can listen to an audiobook.
Yes, help support my Audible subscription.
Yeah, exactly. So you can help pay for Chuck's Audible subscription. Can I use the link?
Because I don't have Audible yet.
And you can get a free one, mate. Yeah.
Hey! There you go.
It is very good. Audible is very good as well. Like, just listening to books on the go. Like, obviously, if you're listening to this, you must like podcasts. You must like podcasts a whole lot. So sometimes when you're waiting for those episodes to come in, listen to one of those, especially stuff like autobiographies, because there's a lot of autobiographies that are read by the person who did it. And also stuff for comedies. I think some of the Alan Partridge books are read by Steve Coogan.
Oh my god! In character for 7 or 8 hours. It is the absolute best. Yeah, do that. Actually, just do that. Do the Audible thing and get the Alan Partridge books because they are unbelievable. So good. Chuck, you're going to take us through our games.
Games? What games?
Games. The Predictor League.
Predictor League. League of Predictions. Where we can predict what happened. Last year, we did it. We predicted the future. Now we're in the future. How are things going? Oscar is still last.
Yes!
The scores
New year, new me, baby.
have skimmed. A new year has occurred. Like 4 or 5 weeks of football have happened since we last
be some
recorded.
Sort of shake-up.
Since we last checked, the big Premier League shake-up has happened, and Oscar is bottom, with Ian's jinx of a son still just above him. So Oscar is on 76 points. Finley's on 72. Jack is on 66. Josh is on 62. Emily down in 60, yo. Oscar, turn around and taunt her because you're not that far away. He did it.
She's fucking playing Pokemon without me. God damn it. We got to wrap this up.
Above Emily on 56 points. This guy, the Chuck. Above me, Nat Thorne, 54. Chris K, 54. Heath Cram, 52. Johnny Worthington, 52. All these guys, until I tell you otherwise, on 52. I can't keep saying it. CBFC HQ, Joe Bloom, Dave Mateo, and Carmen. Also, all on 52. JD and Raphael Briand on 50. Jordan, Nicola, and Ian Stimson on 48 points.
48, that feels good.
So 80
that
points
seems good.
out. Third place with 40 points, John OG. Second place with 38 is Pad Fall, and top of the chart still looming large as we come I don't know, we get to the downhill sprint of the season. Words failing. Resident emotional punching bag, Adam P. on 32 points.
Oh, God. So we're going to end up...
How am I still in last? United are turning it around. Like, as they sneak up the table, this has got to help me. That's got to be the thing that puts me over.
I mean, was it
That's
not
only
West Ham
added about
before?
3 points or something, though.
Is it not West Ham? Is it? Wasn't that the one?
I don't know. You're the one that has the thing.
No, that's what you've been
I'm pretty
saying
sure
for weeks.
Because I said Man United like second.
You still have Wolves in 20th. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, there you go. That's the killer. It's Wolves.
That's
and you
the
have
killer.
Fulham in 11th. Like, you're screwed, bro.
Oh, my God, Oscar.
I think I confused those two teams.
Yeah.
It's so lucky you don't have sports gambling over there.
No, I would never bet on anything outside of the top 6. I would never bet on anything outside of the top 6. I know the top 6 really well, and I do not know anything about the bottom 14.
I mean, your score in the top 6 is 10.
Okay, you know what? We can move on.
My score in the top
Thank you very
6 is 6. Ian's score in the top 6 is 8. So, if anything, I know the top 6 the best.
Do you? What's the score in the next game, Chuck?
The score in the next game, because we should do it. Last time we did it, there was 1 point in it. This time we did it, there's 1 point in it still. Oh, Chuck's on 1, 2, 3, Oscar's on 1, 2, 4, and Ian, I remember you being about 100 points clear, Ian.
I was going to say, I think I've suffered.
You're only on 166. So,
Yeah.
the Man City losing, Tottenham going on that bad run, Marco Silva being the manager we all know he can be, has definitely hurt. Meanwhile, I've got Liverpool, Palace, Leicester and Southampton. I'm ready to turn it round, baby.
Yeah, it could be.
I have, Chelsea, United, Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham.
That's killing me. But United doing well is going
West Ham.
to
Don't
really
forget
help
West
there,
Ham.
actually.
Don't forget
West
West Ham.
West Ham are good.
I'm gunning for you, bud.
I like West Ham.
I'm going to come out on top
West
in
Ham
this.
have Samir Nasri
After
now.
all my berating and the fact that I'm the one... Oh, my God, yeah, they have Samir Nasri, don't they? Jesus. Samir Nasri, Fabianski. Who else from the Arsenal Reject Hall of Fame?
Jenkinson?
Yeah, he was there at one point,
Jenkinson
I
there?
think. I don't think he's there now, is he? Who knows?
I don't know.
But yeah, I'm gunning for you, mate. After all my ribbing and the fact that I'm the one with the least of the top 6, I'm going to win this thing. So help me God. But there we are. That's the games. Love games. It's all over.
Fixtures, I guess.
Fixtures, I guess. Yeah, we do have... Oh, my God, I forgot, because it's been so long since we talked about football. I can't remember what football is. We start off with West Ham against Arsenal. Then
That'll be good.
That could be good. Yeah.
I'm excited about that, actually. I think I'll get up early and watch that.
Their classic early fixture. Anything can happen. Anything can happen
at
Thursday.
6:30.
Yeah.
6:30 on a Saturday. Setting my lineup, watching some soccer. Woo.
Living the dream. If you set your lineup at 6:30... Wait. Oh, yeah. That's an hour behind. Sorry. Maths.
Yeah, 6:30 lineup, 7:30 kickoff.
Oh, my God.
You're a better man than me.
So weird. After that, you got Brighton against Liverpool, Burnley against Fulham, Cardiff Huddersfield in... God. Would that game be good or...
Yeah, those are some bad, not badass. Bad.
I mean, just that 4. You've got
games.
Burnley, Fulham, Cardiff, Huddersfield all next to each other. I
know, and then Palace Watford. Speaking of garbage.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And then Leicester Southampton. And then Chelsea Newcastle. That's just a garbage.
Ugh.
Garbage.
That's going to be so boring because we cannot score right now. There's just no one but Hazard trying to attack. And Newcastle, they're just going to sit deep. Remember when we played them before, we had like 90% possession?
Oh, yeah.
Almost set the record.
And when Jorginho made 857,000 passes.
It's going to be the same thing, just Jorginho passing it over and over and over and over again and no penetration.
I saw something today about Jorginho doing like 2,000 passes this season and hasn't got an assist. I mean, that's not his game, but, it's still sort
Not
of
great.
like...
I don't... Oh, why is Fabregas leaving? I like him more. Please stay.
Because all things change.
I know. That's going to be boring. Don't bother watching that, guys. Of course, Q Hazard scoring 7 goals now, but...
There we go.
The only good match that day is West Ham Arsenal.
Yeah, West Ham Arsenal is normally a good one. And then on the Sunday, you've got Everton Bournemouth. Who knows? That'll be about 8-7. Neither team defends and they just go all out attack.
Who knows? Call an outrageous scoreline.
Yeah. I don't know. Put your bets on over 5.5 goals. You've then got Spurs Man United on Sunday, so I don't know. Guess that's the super part of Super Sunday. That could be a good game.
That'll be
actually.
good. That's gonna be really good.
And then Monday, the 14th of January, Chuck's birthday, gets to watch Man City against Wolves, which that'll be quite a
that could be a good game. Yeah,
well. I'm quite looking forward to that.
Yeah, I feel like City and Liverpool are both set up to like score a lot of goals this weekend and keep it going.
Yeah.
If either of them slips up at all, like that's big.
Yeah, if Liverpool beat Brighton and turn the screw a little bit, that'd be good.
Yeah, because Brighton's not an easy place to go, and Wolves, Wolves have shown they can do an upsets
against City.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then they beat the Liverpool B team in the cup in the week.
Yep.
So
it is very much the time of the year where one slip up by either of them has massive implications. So like you can't just write off maybe Wolves will get a result here. Like that would be a big fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Liverpool away to Brighton, that's a hard place to go, but you'd expect them to win. Like, if they just have one off day, either of them, like that's so it's like such tight margins up at the top there. It's really exciting. Really, really, really exciting. Like, I'm so pumped just to be a fan right now.
Yeah, it's great.
Not even a Chelsea fan,
seemingly genuine title race. Just love it.
Yeah,
sure.
As long
as it keeps going for longer and like it gets higher and higher and like, exactly. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Oscar, but Man United have just done 4 wins in a bounce and they've all of a sudden put themselves up to what are they now, 6 points off the top 4, when before we were completely writing them off and kind of hoping that they'd do bottom half of the table. I still hope something, but the fact that part becomes alive again is great. Tottenham is still up there. And it's kind of
the 3 London clubs are really tight for 4th place. Like I'm very fucking nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I get itchy talking about Chelsea lately. Like I'm not even that. Like I just don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. West Ham Arsenal will be fun. I really hope West Ham get a result because I really just need Arsenal and Spurs. Like you know how Chuck, you're always just rooting to like have the teams below Palace losing.
Yep, pretty
kind
much.
Of thing. Like,
yep, that's how it works, guys.
I'm very much to the point now where I just want Spurs and Arsenal to drop points, and I'm watching for that every weekend. Every weekend.
Yep.
Which sucks, because like as of October, I was like, Chelsea are good, they're fun to watch. I'm not worried about Spurs, I'm not worried about Arsenal. I don't think we're going to win. We're just in a good spot, and let's just keep the party going. Like, that is long gone. Long gone.
Yeah, it would be good at one point, because Ian doesn't have enough editing work to do, is if you can just go through each episode and take a snapshot of what you think about Chelsea and just see you slowly descend into, I just want Fabregas back. Like, if I'd have told you, whatever it is, like 16 weeks ago, you can say all you want about Chelsea, trust me, you'll be begging for Fabregas back, you'd have laughed in my face.
I've always loved Fabregas. I got his jersey like right away. I'm really gonna miss that guy. He wears a magic hat. Ugh. All right.
He gave a real emotional tip of that magic hat as he left, being given the captaincy, the honorary birthday captaincy that you get when you leave, and he's going to Monaco, isn't he?
Nothing official yet. Actually, he's technically still a Chelsea player because Sarri
doesn't. It's a bit weird.
I know. They don't want to sell him until they have a replacement signed, but the people they're going after are playing hard to get. So they don't have someone coming in yet, which means that he's not going out yet, but he's like already said goodbye. So it's a weird situation. I'd imagine by the weekend he'll officially be announced, but yeah, it's Monaco.
He just turns up to training the day and goes, all right, guys, I thought you were leaving. No, yeah, just playing about a bit. Like, don't know, really. This is awkward. We cleared out your locker, mate. Yeah, I know. You just got somewhere I can keep my boots. Yeah, we'll keep them in the van. Anyway.
And on that note,
we're back, guys.
Hey.
We are back.
Good to be back.
Very good to be back. Very good to speak to you. I go on holiday tomorrow, lads, so won't be here next week.
Oh, yeah, we're taking a week off.
Yeah, so, because we didn't have enough of a break and we thought we'd ease you back into it, like, just a tip at the minute.
So, Adam, record some of those insults and save them. Keep them in your back pocket for a rainy day next week, because Chuck's on vacation.
Yeah, if you want, just drop me your WhatsApp message, mate, and I'll just send you some voice clips. That's fine.
He does to us, so might as well do to you.
Yeah, but they're not insults. I wish they were.
Very provocative.
How many times do we have to talk about this?
How many times? I will never stop. Party never stops.
It's the aggressive eye contact that gets me every time.
Aggressive eye contact.
Aggressive eye contact. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Anyway, thank you very much, gents. It's good that we've made it into a new year. 2 years we've been running. That means, technically, 2-year anniversary. That's how it works, right?
That's an interesting take on time.
That's how it works. We've been going for 2 years. The shadow of the ball crossed the line, so it was
exactly
a goal.
what I was going to say.
That's how it works.
Chuck understands years about as well as that guy understands shadows.
And on that, Ian, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Go
everybody.
play Pokemon, buddy. I can see you getting itchy.
Oh, it's going
itching.
on.
He's so upset. Thank you very much for listening again, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wayne Rooney was arrested for public intoxication, but let me take that back, sorry.
Nope, you can't take it back. It's in there forever.
Wayne Rooney was arrested for public intoxication. God, why can't I say that fucking word?